What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here at Wall Street PR. In today's video, I'm going over Redbox Entertainment Inc. Ticker symbol is RDBX. I have talked about them on multiple platforms in the past. They're a highly shorted, heavy volume retail trading stock that has a ton of short interest. That's why they are so popular, and they have seen some pretty volatile moves and some squeeze-like movements over the course of these past few months. You can see this big spike right here from about $3 to a high up there at about almost $11 per share before dipping back down to $2.88, hitting an all-time high of $18.20 before pulling back down to about the new low of $2.68, and then sitting at the current price of $6.58 per share, up 112% as I'm making this video today at 12:07 p.m. on Monday, July 25th. So in this video, I'll be going over Redbox. I'm going to be talking about a little bit of the background of the company, but more about why they are seeing these kind of movements and where I think they are potentially headed in the future. But with that said, let's get right into this video. So you can see over here, I'm sure all you guys have at least heard of Redbox in some sort of aspect. They are the movie rental company that you see outside of like CVS's, big grocery stores, things like that. They have the little red box of movies, and you can go ahead and you can rent pretty much anything on there. And they really aren't doing the best in terms of overall revenues as a company. You may be asking yourself, why is a company that isn't really doing that great in terms of revenues and financials shooting up like this multiple times over and over? It's because these big hedge funds don't heavily short companies that are performing very well. They short the companies that aren't performing well. That's why you see these big squeeze-like movements in stocks that you might not expect. But we take a look back over here. You can see the short interest on fintel.io.com. You can see, if we take a look at some of these stats, the short interest percentage of the float. So the amount of short interest compared to the overall float is sitting at 77.89%. And these are all just estimated numbers based on data that these firms report. So this number probably is even higher than 77.89%. But nonetheless, that's a huge percentage of the overall float. Over 3/4 of it, are being shorted. You can see the off-exchange short volume is 1.6 million shares. The off-exchange short volume ratio is 52.41%. That means that the shares that are shorted in dark pools and things like that, and you can see that listed right there as well. So if we scroll down a little bit further at some more of this data, you can see the short shares availability, is currently sitting at 0. That's the amount of shares that lenders are giving out available to shorters. Right now, it's very low. So that's why we are shooting up as well. You can see the short borrow fee rate. Some more about the volume right there. But I want to talk about this right here, the fails to deliver. This is when the stock price of RDBX is at a certain price, let's say $5, and there's tons of stock call options under $5 that expire in the money, which means those shares have to be available to those buyers. If they don't do it, it's called a fails to deliver, and eventually they do have to be delivered. You can see those numbers are shooting up as well as the price of RDBX is shooting up correspondingly. If we take a look over here, another thing I wanted to point out is when a stock is heavily shorted, the general media always tries to get investors out of it. The retail investors, they say, oh, this is a bad investment, get out of here, there's nothing going to happen. You can see that indicated right here. RDBX stock fans sound off on sell-only options. You can see a while ago, about a month ago, June 17th, exchanges were limiting trading of RDBX stock. They were only letting you sell your options with them. They weren't letting you buy any more options, because if you bought more options and the stock price kept going up, it would continue to hurt these big hedge funds that are short on RDBX. You can also see over here on Seeking Alpha, this is what I mean by one of these kind of attacking articles. This was written on June 29th. It's called Fall is Coming for Redbox. All it says, there's really no details or anything. It just says RDBX is a goofy meme stock, has 2 more months, reality will set in, and it's bad or worse. And this article kind of just goes over why you should get out, and you can see strong sell and things like that. And you begin to wonder, why would this guy right here, Chris DeMuth Jr., why would he care that much about your investment in a meme stock, a goofy meme stock? It's because all of these big firms like Seeking Alpha, all these PR websites are owned by some of these big hedge funds, so they can kind of control the narrative and try to sway you out of your investment. That's how you know the situation is bad for RDBX shorts. If we take a look back over here at the stock chart, guys, I think this has the potential to continue running. They do have a merger in early August, and I think that's something you keep an eye on. They have a ton of volume, a ton of hype, and up over 100%. That makes me believe they will see a continuation, potentially up to $6, $7, $8, $9, even $10 per share. That's going to be my first price target. It really just depends if the buying pressure and momentum can really hold up, and if some of these short sellers do exit their position, which only aids in the spike. You can see the MACD indicator down here is crossing upwards. The RSI has jumped as well. Both of those are positive signs, but when you're playing something like this and you're trying to buy something that is potentially shooting up for a short squeeze that's up already over 100%, it is a little bit risky, so it's hard to really time your entry, because these are very volatile, very risky stocks. So just keep that in mind if you plan on buying RDBX. But with that said, guys, I think it's going to continue going up over the course of these next few weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.